Okay, so now it's the debate to end all debates. Is Matt Stafford a Hall of Famer? Let's take a look. I went back and analyzed the careers of Stafford, Matt Ryan, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Big Ben. Let's see. I just want to kind of put out these stats here for you to make your own decisions here on Corbett's Corner. Again, thanks for checking us out. We've got Winging It coming out on its usual day, Thursday morning. Going to look forward to doing some cool video content on my YouTube page. Subscribe there if you enjoy the video on top of the audio on the podcast network. Heading to Arizona, hoping to get some cool stuff there. Going to bring the golf clubs. Big Ben, who's retired this year, right? End of an era. He's got the 2 Super Bowls, 64,000 pass yards, 418 touchdowns, 214 picks, which I thought would be higher. I was surprised he had a pretty good 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. I thought he threw a lot more. 1 Rookie of the Year, 6-time Pro Bowler, and this was crazy. He's 165-81 in his career. He had the 1 tie this year against the Lions. Like, damn good record. That dude was just a winner. Eli Manning, always a great debate if he's a Hall of Famer. 2 Super Bowls, but only 366 touchdowns, 244 interceptions. That's rather high. A 4-time Pro Bowler, a record of 117 and 117, just a 500 quarterback. So Eli, but the 2 Super Bowls get him in. Both legendary runs in a playoff. They were the wild card team, 4-0, both times beating Hall of Famer, one of the greatest ever, Tom Brady, one of the greatest ever, Bill Belichick, both times. I think that gets you in. Super Bowls are, that's like that's the get in free ticket. If you're rocking in with a Super Bowl, they're letting you in the club a little bit more. Those have the most cachet. Unfortunately, Phillip Rivers does not have it, but the stats are interesting. Phillip Rivers retired 2 years ago, 63,500 pass yards, 421 touchdowns, 209 interceptions. So, pretty comparable stats to Big Ben. 8-time Pro Bowler. He was a winner, 134 and 106 in his career, but he never got to the Super Bowl. Closest he got was 2007 AFC title against the undefeated Patriots, who would go on to lose to Eli Manning and the Giants. Does Rivers get in? I think you can make a case for either way. The stats were comparable to Big Ben, as aforementioned, had a great record, could not win the big one. I like to think of that era of football. I think Phillip Rivers certainly deserves a seat at that table. It's interesting to see, I think, the storyline too of how him and Eli were intertwined beginning on draft day, and then how Eli was almost a lesser quarterback, but got the 2 Super Bowls. So what if Phillip Rivers was on that Giants team? Could they have won 2? Could they have won more, less? What if Eli was a Charger? What's he doing there? Who was the better quarterback? Well, the stats say one, the Super Bowl say the other. Matt Ryan was, Matt Ryan was drafted the year before Matt Stafford, which is crazy to me. I thought Stafford was a little bit younger for some reason. Matt Ryan has been to a Super Bowl, but Kyle Shanahan cost him a win. He was MVP of the league that year, and I looked this up today because I had forgotten how crazy his postseason stats were that year. He was this included the Super Bowl loss. He was 70 of 98, 71% completion percentage, which is just incredible. Over 1,000 yards on 98 attempts, 9.1 yards per attempt, 9 touchdowns, not a single interception. He'll probably get close to 70,000 pass yards. He's at 60 right now. He's at 367 touchdowns and will probably get close to Big Ben, over 400. Not sure if he'll get 200 picks. He's shored that up a little bit later in his career. He's at 170 right now. He was Rookie of the Year, 4-time Pro Bowler, missed just 3 games his entire career, 222 starts out of a possible 225, 120 and 102 in his career, and he's got 20 postseason touchdowns in 10 games. Matt Stafford, Super Bowl champ. He's at 50,000 pass yards. Will probably get around 65,000, I think, if I was to predict. He's at 323 touchdowns. I think if he continues to have a couple good seasons here, he could probably get to around Big Ben as well. He has 161 picks. He'll probably get 161. He'll probably get close to Matt Ryan, if not surpass him. I was shocked to see Matt Stafford led the league in interceptions this year, tied with Trevor Lawrence. That's, wow, you won with that. That's crazy. It's kind of like when Peyton Manning won with the Broncos. So again, continuing with Stafford here, 86, 95 and 1 record as a starter. Again, Detroit Lions, he couldn't do it with that loser franchise. Sure. One Pro Bowl back in 2014. You know how easy it is to make the Pro Bowl, right? Matt Stafford's made it once. Some of these guys didn't make the Pro Bowl because they were playing in the Super Bowl. Stafford has only been to one. And you know how easy it is to make it, as I said. 13 touchdowns, 20 interceptions in his rookie year. Percy Harvin won Rookie of the Year that season. Matt Ryan has never come close to throwing more interceptions than touchdowns in a single year. All right, so what's the verdict? Big Ben is a lock. Eli gets in, according to me. Rivers, you could talk me into. I think when it's all said and done, you won't be able to keep out Matt Ryan, who I think has 2 to 3 years left. I think the same for Stafford, who probably has 3 to 4 years left. If their careers ended right now, today, I would not put Matt Stafford in, and I would put Matt Ryan in. What? Is that biased? Am I biased? Falcons fan, I know. And I'm a BC guy. I love Matt Ryan. I think getting to a Super Bowl plus the MVP is equivalent to Matt Stafford winning a Super Bowl, but really not doing much to help his team there. I mean, yeah, he threw the picks, and yeah, he led the drive, which could have won it, could have not have won it if you had the holding call that wasn't a holding on Logan Wilson. Again, it's just crazy to see that Stafford has one Pro Bowl. Like Matt Ryan, I would argue, maybe the better quarterback stats-wise than Matthew Stafford, but Stafford has the Super Bowl and Matt Ryan doesn't. But I don't think it was his fault that Matt Ryan doesn't have their Super Bowl. And at one point in time, he was the best player in football. That's something you could say definitively as the MVP that year. What he was doing was unbelievable with Shanahan. I wish Shanahan just stayed one more year, but he got a promotion, so I can't hurt that. I know he's a head coach, but Shanahan has been back, still has never won one. Who was the choker there? Matt Ryan hasn't even got a chance to get back because since then it's very hard to get back, and he's just been surrounded by incompetence. Now the NFC South's open. Can they get? They could certainly win the division. I don't know if this team is. They could certainly be this year's Bengals, I think, but I would like to see. I think Matt Ryan's best chance to win a Super Bowl would be if he left for like the Steelers. I don't know if this Falcons team is Super Bowl worthy. I think they're certainly playoff worthy. I mean, hell, the Eagles made it this year, but in terms of getting back to the big game, I don't know. Matt Ryan, again, I would put him in there. Stafford will get in because he'll get his pass yards up to over 60,000 and over 400 touchdowns. Plus he'll have the Super Bowl, and who knows if he'll make it back too. Plus the NFL Hall of Fame is super easy to get into. I say they all get in.